I feel like lately my libido has decreased. I have a girlfriend, and we have sexual intercourse at least 4 times a week, 3 times on the weekend and once on a weekday. During the act, I am able to penetrate, but my penis is not very hard. If I don't have sex for a week and don't masturbate, then I feel horny. What do you do to maintain a high libido? Additionally, I smoke, am not exercising, and have been gaining some weight lately. Some people mentioned that it could be an erection problem instead of a libido issue. I wonder how you ensure good blood circulation to the penis for better and prolonged erections. Story 1. What do you do to maintain a high libido? I also smoke, I'm not exercising, and I have been gaining some weight lately. You answered your own question. Do the opposite of those habits. Story 2. 4 times a week, 3 on the weekend and 1 on a weekday. It sounds more like a college assignment. I also smoke, am not exercising, and have been gaining some weight lately. Story 3. Working out is the only thing that has helped me. Most of the time, it was a mental barrier. I questioned myself too much. At least that is how I felt. Once I started working out and really liking my body, I noticed my erections were harder and lasted longer. I wasn't as nervous to be naked, and in turn, my body was ready for intimacy. Story 4. I am in my mid-40s and recently experienced issues with my libido. I visited the doctor and was tested with a testosterone level slightly above 200, which meant I could not receive testosterone treatment. The only recommendation from the doctor was to work out and take zinc, magnesium, and ashwagandha. I was dealing with a lot of stress in my life at that time, which was negatively affecting my testosterone levels. 5 months later, I have no issues and feel like I am in my 20s again. A balanced diet, regular exercise, and reducing stress as much as possible have helped the most. Story 5. I tested my testosterone levels because, although I was feeling aroused, my erections were weak. I felt the need to rush through sex for fear of going limp. My testosterone level was 200, and now, after starting testosterone replacement therapy, it is 1100. I also received a prescription for sildenafil. Now, I can maintain an erection for an hour or two, and am ready for sex 3 times a day. I've also lost weight. Story 6. I had my testosterone levels checked, and it turned out they were very low. I started testosterone therapy, and I've been doing well ever since. Occasionally, I take a blue chew if I feel like I might encounter an issue. Story 7. I recommend identifying major psychological stressors in your life and eliminating them. Then, set some goals for the future. These goals could include physical fitness targets, money-saving objectives, or similar aspirations. I assure you, once you achieve these, your libido will increase significantly. Story 8. Lift heavy objects. The feeling of significant strain while performing a heavy squat or deadlift can trigger testosterone production. Story 9. Resistance training, cardiovascular exercise, and a good diet are effective strategies that support testosterone, including free and bioavailable testosterone. Get enough daily sunlight. Vitamin D3, especially during the winter or if you live in a northern climate. Zinc picolinate, 20 to 40 milligrams per day. Magnesium glycinate or citrate. Resistance training 3 to 5 times per week for 45 to 90 minutes maximum. Adequate neuromuscular recovery. Avoid overtraining. Quality sleep. Include more healthy fats such as monounsaturated and saturated fats from sources like grass-fed red meat, pasture-raised eggs, fatty fish, organic full-fat dairy, coconut oil, avocados, cocoa butter, and certain nuts and seeds. Increase dietary cholesterol intake through nutrient-dense whole foods. Cholesterol is the building block of all steroid hormones, including androgens such as testosterone. Manage stress. Find means to keep it under control, such as meditation, yoga, nature walks, relaxing music, and massage or reflexology sessions, as well as adaptogenic herbs. Chronically elevated cortisol levels disrupt the hypothalamus-pituitary-testes axis and deplete your body of the resources needed to produce androgens like testosterone and dihydrotestosterone. Consume enough quality calories. Not all calories are the same. Avoid large or prolonged calorie deficits. Ensure adequate amounts of each macronutrient, protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Each is important in its own way and serves specific physiological functions. Beneficial supplements include shilajit, ashwagandha, maca, taurine, L-carnitine, which increases androgen receptor density, creatine, tomcat ali, Phaedogia agrestis, black ginger, pine pollen, which contains natural androgens, boron, which increases free testosterone, diindolylmethane, a natural anti-estrogen. The Testosterone Advantage by Timotheus Ray is a valuable resource on male health and hormone optimization. Story 10. If we are not intimate, I engage in self-pleasure. Every day it is one or the other. I am 41 now and have been married for 15 years. We have 2 children. The responsibilities never end. Story 11. Work out. Focus on heavy compound lifts like deadlifts or squats. I am in my 40s and my sex drive is still very high. There is no doubt that exercise contributes to this. I also smoked a pack of cigarettes a day until I was 38. Story 12. What is your diet like? Alcohol, red meat, saturated fats, sugary foods, and processed foods are not great for your sex drive. Neither is marijuana. Fruits, vegetables, clean water, and lean proteins such as chicken and salmon, along with a regular cardio workout regimen, can definitely make a difference. Story 13. Quit smoking, exercise moderately, and lose some weight. I am 50 years old and have never had anything other than strong erections. I do not drink or smoke, but I am probably 25 pounds overweight. Story 14. I am thinking about how lucky you are to have a woman who wants you so much. Get in shape for her and nurture the relationship. Story 15. Exercise, eat healthily, quit smoking, reduce distractions, and work on building intimacy throughout the day before engaging in sexual activity. Story 16. At least 4 times a week is not low libido. I'm glad you have that much time. If you wish you were harder, perhaps you are engaging in it too often. When you wait a week of abstinence and feel aroused, do you achieve the firmness you desire? Any substance use may affect this. Story 17. Don't seek pleasure on your own. Explore each other non-sexually. Sometimes an intense connection leads to wanting each other. Go out and see beautiful people. Sometimes we get influenced by those outside and change ourselves. For example, going to the gym and seeing people with attractive bodies. Explore new things sexually. This can include practices like rimming, anal play, or simpler things like asking your partner to express herself during oral sex or trying sexy lingerie. A partner is not an object. Sometimes the problem isn't just you, but the relationship. Check, analyze, and correct, if possible, any libido mismatches. Don't let spontaneity die. Sex needs time, and while we can make time for it, be mentally prepared to be spontaneous. Be mentally prepared to have open discussions about sex with your partner. Be open to guidance during intimacy and, in turn, share your preferences with her. Personal tip. As a man, you don't have to climax every time. Enjoy your partner, and don't focus solely on climaxing if you're satisfied mentally. Keep the experience enjoyable and it will bring intensity and desire back. Story 18. Try different things while having sex with your girlfriend's consent and see what excites you the most. Story 19. If you experience morning erections and they are firm, it may be a psychological issue. However, if you no longer have morning erections, it is advisable to consult a doctor, as it could indicate a problem. Additionally, smoking can reduce circulation in your body, which is necessary for erections. Engaging in regular exercise helps increase blood flow. A doctor will provide you with guidance similar to what I have mentioned. Story 20. Do cardio using a treadmill, rowing machine, or battle ropes. Personally, I use battle ropes. Lately, I've been blending the following nuts in my protein shake: 15 pecans, 23 almonds, 15 cashews, 5 Brazil nuts, 12 walnuts. You could eat them or use milk instead. This routine is improving my sleep quality, enhancing my erections, and increasing my libido. Other supplements you might consider include L-arginine 1000 milligrams, lecithin, ginkgo biloba, tomcat ali, vitamin D. Story 21. Have you had your testosterone checked? Smoking and lack of exercise could also be contributing factors. They may be affecting your blood circulation. Story 22. Many problems in life can often work themselves out by focusing on the three key areas: exercise, diet, and sleep. I can only speak for myself, but I am still as feisty as I was in my 20s. Story 23. It's disappointing. My mood is low. The only time I actually feel like a man is when I get sick and a doctor prescribes me steroids. I know it's only temporary, but sometimes it's nice to wake up feeling good. Story 24. See a doctor and get a full physical examination. Check your testosterone levels and thyroid health. Exercise regularly. Adopt healthier eating habits. Ensure you get enough sleep. Incorporate walking into your routine. Stay hydrated by drinking water. Story 25. I used to have a high libido, but right now it is low. So low that I don't even want women anymore and can't even perform. I need to lift weights, do cardio, avoid pornography, reduce sugar intake, quit smoking, and talk to women. I'm currently in a depressive stage and have been eating a lot of sugary foods and not exercising. I know what I need to do. It's just hard to get back to where I was mentally. I'll get back on track soon, though. Story 26. Hit the weights and follow a high-protein, high-saturated fat diet while lowering carbohydrates until you lose weight. I recommend testosterone replacement therapy from Prime Body. Take 6 grams of citrulline malate daily and 10,000 IU of vitamin D3. Consider an M2 shot. I also suggest making a 4-egg scramble with butter before dinner. It is light on the stomach, and you will wake up feeling energized the next day. If you can, look up how Gordon Ramsay prepares it. I can never get enough. Story 27. When I first started working out consistently, my libido was incredible. I think it may level out over time, but maintaining it is important, and personally, it definitely helps. Getting a good sweat and removing toxins is beneficial. Story 28. Smoking can harm erections as it affects the blood vessels. Maintaining a healthy weight is also important. Your libido seems fine, but your physical condition may not align with your desires. If you quit smoking and lose weight but still experience issues, it is advisable to consult a physician. Story 29. Stop procrastinating and try to spread your activities throughout the week, so you don't concentrate them into just a couple of days. Quit smoking and increase your exercise. That should help with various aspects of your health, including libido. Additionally, not dying from lung cancer in the coming years will be a benefit, even if it doesn't directly improve libido. Story 30. Quit smoking and start working on your cardio. This will increase your heart rate, which in turn enhances libido. Story 31. If you aren't staying healthy, why even ask the question before taking action? Good health is important. No one will suggest that gaining weight and taking special vitamins will improve your performance. Check your testosterone levels and prioritize your health. Eating raw eggs before bed may help, but maintaining a healthy weight is crucial. Story 32. 50% of men by age 40 will experience some level of erectile dysfunction. Arteries are clogging, restricting blood flow to the penis. It is as simple as that. Exercise and maintain a cleaner diet. Story 33. Enough DECA to make you want to stuff things up your back. Seriously though, testosterone will do it. Just need to pin the glutes. Story 34. Work out regularly, eat a healthy diet, and drink plenty of water. You need to engage in meaningful activities, such as chopping wood, fixing a car, and improving your home. Be productive. Story 35. Work out, get sleep, and sleep naked. I also take great multivitamins that are supposed to help with libido, called Procreation by Nature's Plus. I feel great when I take them and would recommend them. Story 36. Ironically, quitting alcohol gives me strong erections, but it has diminished my drive. When I was drinking heavily, I was very active. Now, I might manage to engage in self-pleasure twice a week at most. I will say, do not underestimate the effectiveness of the rhino pills. They do work. To reduce side effects, I open the capsule and only take about 1/3 of the powder. That amount is sufficient to keep me ready for 36 hours. Normal side effects include heartburn, nasal congestion, and occasionally a blue tint to your field of vision, which can be alarming the first time, but I assure you, you are not having a stroke. Story 37. From personal experience, there are many natural remedies that work. I use natural testosterone supplements every morning. However, it is important to get testosterone levels checked at a clinic first to ensure that you do not need testosterone injections or more drastic measures. Story 38. Nitric oxide is important for blood flow. Smoking restricts blood flow and contributes to poor health. Maintain a healthy lifestyle to improve your well-being. Story 39. Quit drinking, sleep better, eat healthier, and exercise. Getting poor or insufficient sleep reduces testosterone levels. Story 40. Exercise, specifically walking for 1.5 hours a day and holding a plank for 3 minutes, will keep your blood flowing. The plank can be challenging, so start with 5 seconds and then add 5 seconds each day until you reach your goal. The key is to stay consistent every day. Story 41. Pine pollen can help boost testosterone and creatine levels. Focus on going to the gym and consuming only meat and plants. Avoid processed foods sold in stores. Story 42. I have been experiencing libido issues for a while, particularly with getting and maintaining an erection. I purchased an ultrasonic device, but it didn't help. I have cut out certain supplements, and that also didn't make a difference. I know I need to reduce my intake of sugar, salt, and processed foods, but that has been challenging for me, and I feel lost on that front. However, I suspect this may be more related to my health than anything else. I do get erections most mornings upon waking, which suggests that the physiological aspect is functioning. This leads me to think it might be more psychological than medical. Could a thyroid issue prevent morning erections? What other symptoms should I look for before consulting a doctor? I had my testosterone levels checked and was informed that they were within the acceptable range, albeit on the lower end. I received hormone injections, but after a month or two, my insurance stopped covering them, causing the cost to increase from $15 per month to over $150. Is poor sleep a significant contributor to this issue? I am trying to avoid pornography entirely, as pop-up ads and social media are not helping. Am I questioning whether this is the direction our society is heading? Will the scenario depicted in the film Children of Men become a reality? Is our consumption of processed and unhealthy food to blame? Story 43. Check your testosterone level and exercise, especially with leg workouts. You will feel more energized afterward. Story 44. Run 2 to 3 times a week. The longer you run, the longer you last. I do banded hip thrusts for safer squats. Never miss leg day. Story 45. Easy. Stop smoking, start exercising, and improve your diet. Your blood circulation will improve throughout your body. By the way, stop smoking. Story 46. The issue is a lack of exercise, smoking, and gaining weight. I'm speaking from experience, recalling times in my life when I faced those same challenges. I'm 43 now, eat well, and exercise in various ways multiple times a week. I no longer have those issues. Story 47. Exercise and get some omega-3 supplements. I don't know, my mom has been sending me those, and I feel like my mood improves after a few days of routinely consuming them. It's very anecdotal, I know. Story 48. Mainly, I exercise and choose healthier foods rather than what I would prefer based on my sweet tooth. I am also establishing a stable sleep pattern. I stopped buying soda for the house to avoid temptation and drink more water. Story 49. You literally answered your own question. Eat healthy and exercise. Since I started eating properly and training for a half marathon, my libido has greatly increased. Story 50. I was warned by my doctor not to manage my testosterone levels on my own. There is no pill to fix it, but a doctor can help you manage it. Story 51. Exercise, ensure you get enough sleep, and maintain a reasonably healthy diet. My libido also improved significantly after I stopped taking finasteride. I did not realize how much the side effects were impacting me until I discontinued its use. Story 52. Isn't it genetics? I have to ask because I smoke 5 cigarettes a day, which makes me slightly addicted. For over 3 years. Yes, I experience impotence whenever I try to masturbate, and I often feel horny at night, which makes it difficult for me to sleep. I can perform well when I see supermodels, but it feels different when I have closure, and I am actually sexting a woman I find attractive. I can orgasm multiple times with some dribbling. This feeling is still somewhat new to me, and it's not boring. I weigh a maximum of 137 pounds and a minimum of 131 pounds, stand 5 feet 5 inches tall, and I am 28 years old with a metabolic age ranging from 24 to 26. In other words, if someone cannot get fully erect but is still able to ejaculate more than once, should that still be considered good if the focus is primarily on ejaculation rather than maintaining an erection? Story 53. Hydrate and exercise. Quitting smoking is beneficial, or at least reducing the amount you smoke is advisable. Try the gym for a few weeks and notice the difference. And, of course, get your testosterone checked. Story 54. Libido is the desire for sex, and having it 4 times a week seems fine. For the average adult, it's about 54 times a year or just over once a week. If you are having problems maintaining an erection, it is most likely due to either blood flow or psychological factors. Consult a doctor to have your blood pressure and cholesterol checked, and consider stopping smoking and incorporating some exercise into your routine. Story 55. One thing I didn't see posted here is Kegel exercises. It's an exercise that strengthens your pelvic floor muscles, which are connected to the penis. It's the muscle you flex to stop urination or achieve an erection. Strengthening it improves blood flow to the penis. I have seen statistics indicating it can help 40% of people with erectile dysfunction. I have also read that it can enhance your erection even if you don't have erectile dysfunction, giving you more control over your orgasm, among other benefits. I haven't tried it myself, but it's worth a shot. As for frequency, 4 times a week seems reasonable. You don't have to engage in intercourse daily or even every other day. Story 56. It seems your libido is fine, but your erections are average. This could be due to a lack of exercise and smoking. You might consider adding beets or beet juice to your diet or taking nitric oxide supplements. They can help dilate your blood vessels, improving blood flow throughout your body. This is most effective when combined with exercise and avoiding smoking. Story 57. Exercise, particularly running. Maintain a healthy diet, take zinc, ensure adequate sleep, and strive to reduce stress. I also limit alcohol and processed foods and aim to restrict pornography. Story 58. Stop engaging in excessive masturbation if it affects you significantly. Consider starting a workout routine. I have a physically demanding job and still masturbate daily without any issues. You might want to get your testosterone levels checked. However, it also seems you need to be more active and reduce your habits. Story 59. Take Tomcat Ali, fenugreek, ashwagandha, magnesium powder, drink plenty of water, and begin exercising. Tomcat Ali will start working after 3 to 5 days of consistent use. Ashwagandha will help calm your nerves and reduce cortisol production, and magnesium powder will support hormone production and increase testosterone levels. Regular exercise will improve blood flow, and if you want an additional boost, consider taking a pre-workout supplement before going to the gym. Story 60. I'm going to express a different perspective from the comments here and say there is nothing wrong with self-pleasure, but how you do it is important. I do it once a week and try to prolong my climax as long as possible, edging until I am almost at the point of release. Then I work my way up to completion, and it usually takes around 20 to 30 minutes. Use a gentle touch and plenty of lubrication. Avoid excessive force. Exercise is also crucial. What works best for me is high intensity, whether it's doing push-ups, hitting the heavy bag, shadowboxing, or lifting weights. Short breaks and high intensity are key. Maintaining good oxygen flow in the blood can make it easier to achieve and sustain an erection. Story 61. I eat the white part of the watermelon rind. I do cardio for exercise and eat healthy. This is as much as I can do. Eventually, age will win. Story 62. Exercise, lose weight, and stop smoking. Seriously, you are lowering your testosterone levels by engaging in these activities, so it's best to stop. Story 63. I'm not sure your issue is so much a lack of libido as it is a lack of blood flow. To achieve and maintain an erection, you need adequate blood circulation to the penis. Smoking, a sedentary lifestyle, and weight gain, especially in the form of fat rather than muscle, can negatively affect your heart. This will hinder your performance. I've never had an issue with getting or maintaining an erection. I try to stay active most days, eat well, and remain in generally good shape. Story 64. Mine came back pretty strong after losing 80 pounds, mostly through diet changes, jogging, and light weights, and by quitting smoking. Story 65. I am using these comments for my boyfriend. I have noticed that thyroid issues are frequently mentioned in relation to low libido. Is it common for men with thyroid problems to experience difficulties with erections or maintaining them? My boyfriend has a high sex drive. He wants to have sex but often cannot finish. He feels close but then has trouble completing the act and becomes softer. He has type 1 diabetes and thyroid issues, so I'm unsure how much these conditions contribute to the problem. Are there any other men who have experienced similar issues affecting their sex lives? Story 66. I work out 6 days a week. I cross-train by rotating weight training, calisthenics, and Muay Thai on weekdays, and I run on Saturdays. I also play golf on most Saturday afternoons. I eat well, do not consume alcohol, and have never smoked. I am the fittest I have ever been in my life, and my libido has never been higher. Story 67. This has worked for me. I saw results in about 2 weeks. Drink a lot of water. Reduce sugar intake. Prioritize sleep. Stay sober from marijuana and alcohol. Lift heavy weights. Story 68. I wish I could tell you. Despite having a poor diet and taking selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, my libido continues to be well above average, much to my boyfriend's annoyance. I know exercise and smoking are supposed to have a significant impact, so you could start there. If the issue is that the spirit is willing but the body is weak, you could also try using a cock ring. I have never worn one myself, but I have heard good things. Story 69. Oh geez, here we go. Everyone has a different libido, and it can easily change for almost any reason. Maybe you just aren't in a good mental state or something. I don't know. If it helps, go to a doctor or check your thyroid levels. It's better to be sure there are no medical problems. Honestly, people make love more at the beginning of a relationship than later on. Story 70. The last line made me laugh while waiting for my coffee at a cafe. You have tried nothing, and nothing has worked. Stop smoking, lose weight, and go to the gym. Story 71. Have a stress-free life. Unfortunately, I have dependents, responsibilities, and commitments. All of these make life very real and stressful. If I lived a carefree life with little to no worries, I would have fun every day and every hour. However, those problems would likely still arise. It's a double-edged sword. Story 72. Try to lose weight. I follow a low-carb meal plan for lunch and eat rice and grilled chicken for dinner. Get your thyroid and testosterone levels checked after you lose some weight. Lift weights with the goal of building muscle. Increase your protein intake. Grass-fed eggs are an excellent choice. Try these for better results. 800 IU of vitamin E, 50 to 100 milligrams of zinc, 2,000 milligrams of L-carnitine, 5,000 IU of vitamin D3, 400 to 800 micrograms of another supplement. Saw palmetto 1 to 2 times a day. Consider Cialis or tadalafil. Start with a small dose of 2.5 milligrams before sexual activity. Or consider ginkgo. I don't recommend taking them both at once. That's what I do. I notice a slight drop in my sex drive if I gain a few pounds. Story 73. Testosterone replacement therapy can significantly improve your sexual performance and confidence. Story 74. Stop excessive bowel movements. Try to maintain a consistent pattern of once every 4 days, and you will return to normal. Additionally, omega-3 fatty acids can be beneficial. Ensure to practice fasting as libido issues are often a result of hormonal imbalances due to poor dieting. Story 75. That doesn't seem like a libido problem if you have sex 4 times a week. You may have an issue with erection, which could be addressed by adopting a healthier and more active lifestyle. Limit smoking and alcohol and incorporate regular exercise. Story 76. Stop smoking or smoke less at the very least. Lower stress levels. Go get some honey. Drink more water. Practice edging and penis stretching. Story 77. You are answering your own question with your postscript. Stop smoking, start exercising, and lose weight. You may likely regain what you lost unless there are some other underlying issues. I'm feeling strong the day after a heavy workout at the gym. Story 78. Try Kegel exercises. They help to strengthen the muscles in the pelvic floor. This prevents incontinence and increases blood flow to the penis. These exercises have been discussed in previous posts. It might be a good idea to start a community here on Reddit about Kegel exercises, as incontinence is an issue that affects many men and women. Additionally, having a flaccid penis can also trouble many men. Story 79. Tadalafil 5 mg just before your weekend session. In the meantime, losing some weight would likely help as well. Story 80. 4 things that can harm your health are 1. Smoking. 2. Alcohol consumption. 3. Excess weight. 4. Low testosterone levels. You have immediate control over 2 of these factors. Fat cells produce estrogen, which can negatively affect your sex drive. If you have low testosterone, consider testosterone replacement therapy. Consult your doctor for a blood test. It involves monthly injections and may enhance your libido. However, they may not prescribe it if you are overweight. Exercise can also stimulate testosterone production. I recommend weight training, but the best exercise is one that you enjoy and will stick to. Story 81. You could stop smoking, exercise, lose weight, check testosterone levels, take dehydroepiandrosterone, take L-citrulline, use erection pills, and check your blood pressure. Story 82. I don't know how old you are, but you need to walk outside or go to the gym. Exercise at the gym will increase your testosterone levels. Also, you need to quit smoking. Story 83. I am not a man, but I feel this advice is still valid. My partner, who is also a woman, and I are nudists while at home. It's not always a sexual thing. It's just how we live, but it definitely creates spicy feelings often. We are fully dedicated to it, so it's 100% nudity all the time at home. I don't think that level is required, but perhaps designating specific times for it could be beneficial. Simply going to bed nude isn't as effective as it may seem. Most people are tired when they go to bed. Choose days you both share or after you shower to spend the rest of the day or a few hours without clothes. Although just one of you doing it is an option, life is better when everyone is nude. Try getting angry while both of you are naked. I dare you. Story 84. Wake up. In my 40s and still so incredibly interested all the time. It's exhausting and I dislike that it still occupies so much of my thoughts. Story 85. I also smoke and I haven't been exercising, which has led to some weight gain lately. I am wondering how you all ensure high blood circulation to the penis and achieve better, prolonged erections. Exercising regularly and avoiding smoking will help improve blood circulation. Story 86. Exercise and try to eat healthier. Ensure you are getting enough essential vitamins and incorporate some cardiovascular activity to improve blood flow. If you watch adult content or engage in masturbation, consider stopping or keeping it to a minimum. Many factors can affect libido and erectile issues. Start by focusing on your health and work from there. Story 87. Why would any man want to have a high libido? It's miserable and it allows others to torment and exploit you. I want to know how to lower my libido. Story 88. Exercise, eat healthily, do not smoke, and do not drink. Unless you have a medical issue, that is all it takes. Story 89. One effective way to maintain a high libido is to adopt a balanced lifestyle that includes regular exercise, a healthy diet, and stress management techniques. Studies suggest that physical activity can increase libido by improving circulation and boosting endorphin levels. which enhances mood and energy levels. For instance, research indicates that just 30 minutes of regular exercise, such as jogging or strength training, can elevate testosterone levels by up to 15%. Additionally, a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, such as omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, can contribute to better hormonal balance. It is important to prioritize quality sleep, as inadequate rest can decrease sex hormones by 10 to 15%. Lastly, managing stress through yoga or meditation can enhance libido by reducing cortisol levels, which, when elevated, can inhibit sexual arousal. Story 90. Hit the sauna. Hello, kids in the real world. Doctors do not just provide testosterone replacement therapy. They look for the precursors of this problem. Story 91. You are harming yourself. Smoking can have negative effects on your health. Not exercising can lead to hormonal imbalances. Gaining weight can also impact your hormonal health. It's time to take responsibility for your actions. Story 92. Stop smoking, lift heavy weights, and lose that extra weight. In addition, engage in competitive activities, eat plenty of red meat, avoid alcohol, and consider supplementing with zinc, magnesium, boron, and vitamin D. Also, limit excessive self-stimulation. Story 93. Honestly, try ashwagandha. It does wonders. It is Ayurvedic, so it is all natural with no chemicals or preservatives. It takes about 2 months to begin noticing effects, but at least it is natural and helps your body perform better, providing a more permanent solution. Story 94. I'm always feeling aroused and engaged in sexual activities daily. It has been this way for me for 25 years, and I do nothing special to maintain it. I am simply a very sexual person. Story 95. Eating organic has transformed my sex life 1000%. The chemicals in our food are the main cause of these issues. Story 96. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to turn off. Even after sex, I'm still ready to go. I'm not done until they're in a puddle. Story 97. I have never had to do anything to keep my testosterone levels high. At 61, they are still remarkably high. I attribute this to the fact that I have large testicles. Even with my large hands, I can cup them comfortably. Every partner I have ever had has told me that I have the largest testicles they have ever seen, which I believe contributes to my elevated testosterone levels, resulting in a high libido and aggressiveness. Story 98. Would you like to trade problems? I would gladly give up everything just to get rid of my sex drive. It never turns off. Story 99. I believe that being circumcised, which reduces sensation in the glands, makes sexual experiences less enjoyable or even impossible. For some reason, the United States continues this practice and advocates for it among boys. Story 100. How long have you been with your girlfriend? You might be getting bored. I work out, eat healthy, and when I was with my ex, I would frequently show affection and touch her while in the kitchen. I had a very high libido during that relationship. Story 101. Lift weights and consume more animal fats, specifically beef and egg yolks. Vitamin D3, fish oil, and a zinc magnesium aspartate supplement would be beneficial. It is important to make a strong effort to quit smoking, while being mindful not to replace the physical habit with increased eating, which could lead to weight gain. Story 102. Nothing. Honestly, I just do Muay Thai, don't engage in self-pleasure, eat a lot of protein, and run every morning to ensure my testosterone levels are high. I was naturally gifted with higher testosterone and growth hormones than the average male my age. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.